Hi friends, this is Satheesh, and don't get angry by seeing an image that whether I'm not capable of at least getting 1 mark in a bank exams. Right? Don't think like that, friends. Those who are getting right, so many persons are getting nowadays 130, 140, 150 in their bank exams, right? So getting 130 or 120 is easy nowadays, but uh, so most 90% of people, they are not concentrating on the topic like measurements, right, where you can score 1 mark easily in your bank exams. That will boost your rank and also your mark. Understood, friends? Because 50 to 60 percentage of people are losing their entire thing, and they are clearing their sectional cutoff, but once they can't able to clear a overall cutoff. Though they clear a overall cutoff, while calling for an interview, they have not having a sufficient mark, right? So friends, attending a simple interest, compound interest, time and distance, though it takes 3 minutes in exams, but you people used to solve those questions though it takes 3 minutes, right? So don't do that. A measurement is a topic, just learning only 20 formulas or 16 formulas is enough. And just see the upcoming 5 or 7 sums that may help you lot in your bank exam. That's right. We can go for the sums, friends. Before going into a topic, a new video on measurement, those who didn't apply for the railway recruitment board, right, they have asked for an 18,500 vacancies, right, and the last date for applying is Jan 25th. So those who didn't apply, just kindly apply for the exams. And second thing is that I hope that January 11th is the last date for applying SIDB, right, SIDB bank. So kindly apply for that also. And our second video, our next video is going to be on equations, right? So most people are asking me to take an equations, and they are sending so many mails that they are lagging in the equation part because they take 10 minutes to solve 5 equations, right? So our next video will be based on equations, how a fast track method we can use there, right? Okay, we can go for sums. Before going into a sum, so much of interesting sums are going to come, but before going into it, if you are new to a measurement, you need to learn some of the concept that what is cube and what is cuboid, then what is cone and sphere, hemisphere. That's enough, I think so, right? And what is area, what is volume, and what we used to call as a circumference. What is circumference? And then okay, mainly concentrate on these areas, right? Friends, remember that in a 3-dimensional images you can see 3 words. What is a lateral surface area, curved surface area, and then total surface area, right? Friends, remember I am just taking this as a cuboid, right? If it is a cuboid, total surface area is that all the sides, right? We have 6 sides here, which is called as a total surface area. If they ask what is lateral surface area, right? Lateral surface area is that the 4 walls, right? The 4 sides, only a 4 side. We should not take the top and the bottom, right? Remove the top and bottom. We have a remaining 4 sides. This is called as a lateral surface area. Understood? Right? If it is a cylinder, right? If it is a cylinder, this is called as a curved surface area. If it is, what is total surface area in a cylinder? This is most important. Total surface area is that the area which is this curved surface area, plus there will be a circle at the top and there will be a circle at the bottom. So the total surface area gives you the curved surface area plus area of circle plus area of circle, right? There are 2 circles, one is top and one at the bottom. Understood, friends? And if it is a cone, right? I'm not having a cone, right? Just fold it in a paper like a cone, right? If it is a cone, the curved surface area gives you can see the cone in a curved surface area, but the total surface area of the cone is that the curved surface area. At the bottom of the cone, you can find a circle, right? So that's also covers in a total surface area. Understood, friends? These are the 3 important things. Shortly they have called as CSA, LSA and TSA, right? And another thing is that if it is a sphere, right, we used to call spherical balls or sphere something, right? The radius is 5 centimeter, then the diameter will be 10 centimeter, right? And another thing is that hemisphere, most people will make a silly mistake in an hemisphere, right? If we cut a sphere of a sphere is called as an hemisphere, right? They have given that the hemisphere which has a radius of 5 centimeter, right? People will think that what is height of hemisphere? They doesn't know what is the height of hemisphere. Friends, remember that if the radius of the hemisphere is equal to its height, right? If the radius of hemisphere is 10 centimeter, then the height will be 10 centimeter. Understood? So the radius and height of the hemisphere is always same. Remember that simple concept, right? And if it is a rectangle, to find the area, length into breadth, and perimeter which we usually call it as a length and breadth, and in a circle we can't able to call as a perimeter, then only we can call it as a circumference, right? These are some of the basic concept in a measurements, right? Another concept is that how to calculate a volume, right? If it is a cylinder, they ask us to calculate a volume of cylinder is pi r square h. We can easily calculate, but I am dropping a ball into it, right? If I drop a ball into it, they are just asking you what is the remaining volume, right? Remaining area. How we can find? First thing, volume of cylinder minus volume of sphere, which gives you the remaining area. Understood? If inside a cylinder I am dropping a cone, so volume of cylinder minus volume of cone, right? So inside this cuboid I am dropping this cylinder, right? Inside this cuboid I am dropping a cylinder. What is the remaining area that is created inside it? It's just like volume of cuboid minus volume of cylinder. That gives you the remaining area. Understood, friends? And second thing is that centimeter square, meter square, then centimeter cube. If it is a 3-dimensional images, the answer will be in the form of cube. If it is an 2-dimensional images, the answer will be in the form of square meter, square centimeter, like that. And kindly, in so many books you can see that how to convert centimeter into meter and meter into centimeter, then inches into feet and feet into inches. So kindly learn those simple concepts, right? Don't think that this topic is difficult, friends. Just see outcoming next of 6 or 7 sums which I am going to solve now, which will helps you to score 1 mark definitely in your bank exams, right? We can go for those interesting sums now. Hi friends, we can go for a first sum, which is so interesting sum, right? Before going into this topic, we need to know, in some cases there will be like initial volume equals to final volume, right? This is the concept of basically a 50% of the sum, where the volume changes and where the volume will be same. These are the two important concepts here. Think that I am giving a ball which is a metal spherical ball, right? I am just giving a ball, and I ask us to do radius of a cube. So how many cubes can be made by melting this spherical ball, right? I am asking this question to you. Friends, remember that while I am giving this ball, the radius is 5 centimeter, right? Think that 5 or 4 centimeter, whatever be. If you melt this ball, the radius changes, right? If it is an height, everything gets changes, but only thing is that the volume will not change, right? The volume which you melt and which you make this cube, both the volumes are same. Understood the concept, friends? Remember that if I am giving this and ask us to do height, if I am giving a cylinder, I ask us to do a cone, or if I am giving a cone and I am asking you to do a cuboid, whatever be, right? If you mold this given image, definitely the height will change, radius will change, everything will be different, but the volume won't change, right? This is one concept, right? Another concept is that where the volume gets changes, right? See here, friends, I am just a most interesting sum, right? I am just taking a jar here, right? Think that a cylindrical bowl is here, and I have filled the water up to this sticker mark, right? Think that there is a sticker here, right? Unfortunately the sticker is here, I think so, right? Okay, think that the water is filled up to this sticker level, right? And I am dropping a ball into it, right? If I drop a spherical ball, the height of this water will be raises. In case here, whether the volume is same or volume is different, important concept, right? Think that, friends, here also the volume won't change. Why? Because initial volume is like up to this watermark, right? If I drop a ball into it, the volume, the water won't gets increases, the volume is not increasing, right? Because of dropping a ball, the height only get increases. Understood the concept? Here the volume won't change. Where the volume changes is that while doing it's like this sticker mark up to a water is filled. Next thing, I am just filling a 1 liter of water again into this jar, right? Again I am filling a water into it. If I again fill a water, the water level get rises, where we can find the height of the water increases and the water content is also get increasing. So here the initial volume which is up to the sticker mark is not equals to final volume. Understood, friends? Where the initial volume equal to final volume and where the initial volume is not equal to final volume. These are the two important concepts in the measurements, right? We can go for an interesting sum. They have said, there's a question here. They have said that there is a cylindrical jar. We can take this as a cylindrical jar, right? And with the radius of 15 centimeter. Here the radius which is 15 centimeter and the height of the cylindrical jar, and they filled with water, I think so. They are filled with the water with the height of 20 centimeters, right? So inside this jar there is a water. Think that the water level is up to this sticker mark which is 20 centimeters, right? And they are dropping a balls into it which has a 10 centimeter, right? So what I am going to do is that this is the ball which has a radius of 10 centimeter. I am just going to drop a ball in it. Already it has a water up to 20 centimeter. When I drop a ball into it, the water level get raised, right? They ask us to find how much the water level is getting raised. This is the question they are asking. Friends, I have told you in earlier what this is. Initial volume equals to final volume, because before dropping a ball the height will be 20 centimeters. After dropping a ball the water is not added. Because of dropping a ball the water level gets increased. So there is no change in the volume, right? Only the height get increased. So initial volumes is equals to final volume. Understood the concept? Initial volume which is like a cylinder. So the volume of cylinder is pi r square h. So pi is 22 by 7 and r we can substitute which is radius as 15 centimeter and h. We ask us to find the value of h. So I am keeping h as h, or we can keep it as an x, right? So final volume is this equals to, initial volume is equals to final volume. So initial volume is this. Final volume which gives you, we are dropping a sphere in it. So sphere gives you a final volume, right? So final is equal to volume of sphere, that is 4 by 3 pi r cube. 4 by 3 pi is 22 by 7, where the r is the radius which is 10 centimeter, that is 10 cube, right? Understood the concept, friends? I have solved here and I have got an answer. Getting an answer is easy, but knowing a concept is important, right? In your exams, if these type of sum comes, easily you can score. Getting 1 mark is easy within 1 minute by solving a simple interest, compound interest, and the time and distance is entirely waste of time, right? You can solve these type of questions which will be interesting, right, to solve. Understood the concept, friends? Remember that where initial volume is equal to final volume, where initial volume is not equal to final volume is important. We can go for a next video which will be more interesting, right? Just see the question here. A cylindrical box which has a 5 centimeter radius, right? So it contains a 10 spherical balls inside it, okay? So each spherical balls is of 5 centimeter as radius, right? And they have given that another data that the topmost ball touches the upper surface of the cylinder box, right? So they ask us to calculate the volume of the empty space, right? So this is the question. First thing, you need to understand that, think that it is a spherical box, right? Okay, and which has a radius of 5 centimeter, right or wrong? Because it has a radius which has 5 centimeter, and inside it they are dropping 10 balls in it, right? If we drop a ball, similarly there are 10 balls in it. So the 10th ball, which is the topmost ball, touches the upper surface, right? This is the upper surface of the cylindrical box, right? So the topmost ball is touching the upper surface, right? They ask us to calculate what is the remaining, that is empty area inside those boxes, right? I hope that you may know the concept is, once we need to calculate the volume of the cylinder, right or wrong? If we calculate the volume of the cylinder, we can find the entire volume minus of, this is a spherical ball. So if it is a spherical ball, we can calculate the volume of sphere, right? But we have a 10 balls here. If we have a 10 balls inside it, we need to calculate a volume of sphere, that is a single ball, into 10. That gives you the volume of this 10 balls, right? So friends, there is a twist here in the question. Think that volume of cylinder, right? We need to find first the volume of cylinder. Volume of cylinder is pi r square h. We can write pi as 22 by 7, and in the question itself they are given that the cylinder box which has a radius of 5 centimeter. So we can substitute r as 5 centimeter. But they have in a formula pi r square h is there. But h in a question we can't able to find the value of h, right? Because they didn't give you a cylinder height. We need to find the cylinder height. Friends, only one thing we need to concentrate on here. If this ball is 5 centimeter, right? So if the radius is 5 centimeter, then diameter will be 10 centimeter, right or wrong? If they are saying that the radius is 5, so the diameter is 10. I am putting a ball here, one ball, right? If this covers a 10 centimeter, right? If 10 balls are dropped into it, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. So the topmost ball touches the upper surface, right? So each ball covers a 10 distance. So the topmost ball will be in upper surface. So the entire height of this cylinder will be 100 centimeter. Right or wrong? Understand the concept? This is the main twist in the question, right? They doesn't give the height of the cylinder, but we need to calculate the height of the cylinder by using this 10 spherical balls, right? Each spherical balls has a 10 centimeter radius, 10 centimeter diameter. So I multiplied into 10. Why? Because the balls on the upper surface, right? So 10 into 10, which gives you height of the cylinder, which is 100 centimeter, right? So we need to find volume of cylinder, which is pi r square h. Pi is 22 by 7, r is a cylinder which gives you 5 centimeter, and h is, now we have found that 100, right? Minus of 10 into, because there are 10 balls inside it, 10 into volume of sphere. We know that the volume of sphere is 4 by 3 pi r cube, right? 4 by 3 pi is 22 by 7 r. They have given that the ball has a radius of 5 centimeter, right? So in case of r, we need to substitute 5. But don't forget that we are 10 balls dropping in it. So the volume of sphere into 10, which gives you answer. Just see this image I have solved here. So by this methodology of solving, it's easy, right? Measurement we can't able to find a shortcut, but one thing is that we need to know how the sums can be solved and what all the concepts are using, right? We can go for sum number 2. Hi friends, we can go for an next interesting sum, right? If you know this concept, we can say that 20% sums you can solve, the sums which is based on this cuboid, right? Okay friends, we can go for a sum, right? Kindly see this question. An aquarium is in the form of cuboid. They have said that there is an aquarium, right? Fish tank, which is in the form of a cuboid. So I have took a cuboid, a box here, right? And external measure is that the outside measurements they have given, which is 80 centimeter length, and the breadth is 30 centimeter and height is 40 centimeter, right? They have given that the length, which is 80 centimeter, and the height is 40 centimeter and the breadth is 30 centimeter, right? And they ask us to cover a certain regions with the paper, right? And they have said that the regions also, first thing is that a backside, right? So a backside where I am facing it, so this side we need to cover with the paper, and the second thing is that at the base and the two sides we need to cover with the paper. They ask us to find what is the area that requires, right? How much paper that requires to cover those 4 regions. So this is the question, friends. First thing, you need to be sure that if I am calculating a base area, right? So we are calculating aquarium base area, which is like a rectangle, right? So see here, this is called as a length, right? And this is called as a breadth. So length into breadth, which gives you the area of this base surface, right? So what I am going to do is that in order to find this area, I am going to multiply length into breadth, which I found a base, right? If it is a side, there are 2 sides, right? First thing, important thing is that if I am going to find this area can be found by using, this is called as an height, right? Height into breadth. Understood? Friends, here length into breadth. Here is height into breadth. Okay, height into breadth gives you the side, one side. So if we have a 2 sides, so into 2, multiply into 2, we can get a 2 sides, right? And the back side, if we take this back side, which gives you height, right? This shows you height and this shows you length. So length into height, which gives you this area. Understood, friends? Each and every area we need to concentrate on length, breadth and height, right? So many people will used to find the lateral surface area, total surface area, minus these things. Don't do that. This is a simple concept, right? What we need to multiply is important. Whether we need to multiply with the length or breadth into height, that is more important, right? So kindly see this image which explains you how I multiplied, and finally we need to all the areas, right? We need to all the two sides and the base and the back. So I think finally we got an answer as 8000 centimeters square. Understood the concept, friends? So important concept. Friends, remember that if they said that there is an aquarium, we need to cover a paper only at this four sides, two sides on the front and the back. If it is, we need to calculate a lateral surface area. That's it. But if they say it's a cuboid, they ask us to fill completely with the paper, right? They ask us to stick a paper completely this box. If they ask us to stick, this is called as a total surface area. We have a formula for both, right? If it is a lateral surface area, we have a formula. If it is a total surface area, we have a formula. But they ask us to find only a certain region. If we need a certain region, we need to be calculated like this, right? They used to say like think that it is a box, right? We need to cover the entire box with the paper. They ask what is the area required for this paper. Similarly, there is a hole or a square cut in this region. There is a square or a hole. There is some window or that occupies. They ask us to find the remaining area. It is easy or wrong. We need to find the total surface area, right? Total surface area minus the area which they have cut, right? So this gives you the remaining area. Okay, these are some of the important concepts where you can easily guess and get an answer, right? We can go for a next interesting sum. Here, a paint in a certain container is sufficient to paint 5740 square meters, right? In the first line they have said that there is a paint which is sufficient to paint 5740 square meters, right? And they have given that how many bricks of dimension are required to paint this. They have given us a brick dimension which is 22 meter, 10 meter and 7 meter, right? This gives you length, breadth and height. So we have found that the brick is like a cube or cuboid. It is like a cuboid. Why? Because every values are varied, right? First thing they have given that 22. Think that it is a brick, right? So the length is 22, right? And the breadth is 10 and the height is 7. This is a cuboid, right? First thing, remember friends, we need to paint this brick. If we need to paint this brick, we need to paint all these areas, right or wrong? If we paint all these areas, it is called as a total surface area of cuboid, right? If we only paint a four side, if we used to paint a wall, right, in a room, or if we can take a room, right? If they are asking us to paint a room, if we need to paint a room, we need to first of all paint a four walls, right? And second thing, we need to paint a ceiling, but we should not paint a floor. So in this area, in these sums, if we need to paint a brick, we need to cover entire surface area, then only the entire brick can be painted. So first thing, you need to find the paint required for a single brick. So if it is a single brick, this is called as a cuboid. So the cuboid total surface area, which gives you 2 into LB plus BH plus LH. By substituting all the values inside it, and we can finally got an answer as 820, right? 820, which gives that single brick, right? Single brick area. So they are asked us to find, in a paint container there are 5740 square meters paint. So if one brick takes 820, then we can easily divide, right? 5740 divided by 820, so 0 get cancelled. So 7 bricks, right? If we cancel 82 into 574, right? If we cancel it, I think so 7 bricks are required to paint this. Entire paint is used for 7 bricks. Understood the concept, friends? This concept is mostly seen in an SSC exams, right? Same question which has arisen in SSC 2013, right? Friends, a road, right? Sums based on a roads is most important. Think that we can take a rectangular field as 80 meter length and a 60 meter wide, right? We are drawing a road which is parallel to a length, right? The road width is 10 meters, right? If it is a parallel to length, we need to draw a road like this. If it is parallel to breadth, we need to draw a road like this. Understood, friends? Which is parallel to length and which is parallel to breadth. Okay, we can go for this diagram, right? If 80 meters length and 60 meter breadth and the road is parallelly drawn, which is 10 meter wide, they ask us to find what is the area of that road. If they ask us to find the area of the road, don't go for so many formulas, right? It is the easiest method is that the length is 80 meter and the road width is 10 meter, right? If you multiply 80 into 10, which gives you 800, is the area of the road, right? Simple method. If the road which is drawn parallel to breadth, we know that breadth is 60 meters and the parallel which is 10 meter wide, they ask us to find what is the area of the road, which is 60 into 10, which gives you 600. Right or wrong, friends? So many people will used to calculate that the total area minus remaining area. This is all the waste of time, right? The easiest way is that directly we can multiply the value, right? And second thing is that perpendicular road. Perpendicular road is most important. See here, we can take the same measurements, right? So 80 and 60 are the measurements. One 10 meter road which is drawn parallel to length and another 10 meter road which is drawn parallel to breadth. So the diagram will look like this. They ask us to find what is the area of the road. Similarly, friends, we can first find the length which is parallel. Road is 80 into 10, which gives you 800. The area which is parallel to the length and which is parallel to the breadth, which gives you 60 into 10, 600. If we add both, 800 plus 600 gives you 1400. Remember? But inside this 1400, there are two areas. The center region, see here in a diagram, the center region of this diagram, while you are multiplying, while you are calculating an area which is parallel to length, you are taking a center region. When you are calculating the area which is parallel to a breadth, again you are taking a center region, right? So inside this 1400, we have calculated 2 times area in the center region. So we need to subtract that center region. How we can subtract the center area? Just multiplying, we know that the road width is 10 and the another road width is 10, which is 10 into 10, which gives you 100. The center region covers 100 meters, right? So we need to subtract those 100. So 1400 minus 100, which gives you 1300 meters. Understood, friends? A simple concept. Most people will make a mistake. They forget to subtract the center region, right? We need to subtract the center region. Why? Because it covers 2 times while we have calculated, right? We can go for a next interesting sum. We can go for a next sum, right? So this is most important sum. In most of the exams, you can see these type of questions, right? In these type of questions, so many people will use to apply a formula, unnecessary formulas like 360 degree and 80 degree, 180 degree. These are the formulas that makes you to entirely a time waste in your exams, right? Kindly don't use these unnecessary formulas in your bank exams, right? If you are writing any other exams, you can use it. But in case of bank exam, we need to be faster. So using these kinds of formulas will makes you a lot of time, right? So just kindly read the question, right? They have given that the diameter of the roller is 28 meter, right? I have took a roller, right? Sorry, I am only having a newspaper, right? Okay. We can take this as a roller, right? We have a roller here and the diameter. So diameter of the roller is, they have given 28 meters. So if diameter is 28, we can easily find the radius as 14, right? Half the diameter is radius. So the radius of this roller is 14, right? We have found. And the length is 60 meter, which length means that the roller has this length, right or wrong? If the roller will rotate like this, so they have given that the roller length is 60 meters, right? And they have given that it takes 5 complete revolutions to level the ground, right? It just rotating, the roller is rotating and takes this ground, take this as a ground, right? It takes this ground to level a 5 rotations, right? It rotating 5 times and they ask us to find what is this area of a playground, right? This is the question, friends. They have given a length of a roller, right? And the second thing, they have given radius of this roller. And another thing they have given, it takes 5 revolutions to level this ground and they are asking us to find what is the area of this playground. This is the question, right? one thing we need to remember about this roller, right? If the roller rotate one time, how much area it takes to complete? This is the most important thing. If we find a single rotation area, we can directly multiply into 5, which gives you a 5 revolution, right or wrong? But here, see here, this is the roller, right? If it takes a one complete revolution, which is equals to this surface area, right or wrong? If it's here, this is a roller, right? We can take this as a roller. What I am going to do is that I am just going to cut a roller and just separate like this, right? If a roller rotates a complete revolution, is same as the distance taken by this entire area, right or wrong? If this is the area that covers by a one complete revolution, or if some people will do as 360-degree formula, they use to complete a revolution, don't use those formula, right? Just understood the concept. If we cut a roller like this and we separate a roller, this is the area that the roller covers in single revolution. So in a roller, we used to say this area, right? This is called as what in the initial of my video itself I have told that this area is called as a curved surface area, right? The roller will looks like if this is a roller, if we keep that, this a roller will looks like a cylinder, right? So this is called as a curved surface area of cylinder, right? Understood the concept, right? If we found the curved surface area of the cylinder, which gives you the roller takes one revolution, how much area it covers to take one revolution, right? So kindly we can apply this curved surface area, which is 2 pi RH, right? So 2 pi value is 22/7, the radius which they have given us 14 meters, and the height that is length is equals to height, right or wrong? So if we need to substitute the value of length or height, which is 16 meters. So if you apply this and we can get an answer, some answers, right? That gives you the roller which takes a one complete revolution area. Right, so they ask us to find a 5 revolution. It takes completely 5 revolution to level a ground. So from the answer into 5, which gives you the total area of this playground. Right, understood the concept? So don't use unnecessary formulas like 360-degree, theta, like that. Understood the concept that if we cut a cylinder, it becomes like this area. So one revolution is equal to this area. Right, so we can go for a next one. Next sum is that you can see a question. We can go for next sum is that next sum. There are 7 equal cubes, right? So 7 with the side of 5 centimeter. They are joined at end to end, and there has to find the resultant surface area, right? So friends, remember that there are 7 equal cubes, right? We can think that it is one of a cube, right? So each has 5 centimeter. So if we take this as a cube, the height will be 5 centimeter, right? So the breadth and the length will be 5 centimeter, right? So this is length and this is breadth and this is height. So because of it is a cube, so all the sides will be same. So all are 5 centimeters, right? They have said that 7 equal cubes. Similarly, we are taking a 7 cubes and they are joining end to end. The word end to end is so important in the question, right? If it is end to end, we need to place, think that this is the first cube, right? Another cube, another cube, another cube. So if we place a cube, first cube here, this is second cube, third cube, fourth cube, fifth cube, then the resultant image will be 7 cubes like this, right or wrong, right? If the word in a question they didn't give end to end, they have given that left to right. So left to right is the same, end to end is also this, and the left to right is also this. From the left hand side we need to arrange them. If they have given that top to bottom 7 equal cubes, they are arranged top to bottom, right? So if it is top to bottom, the image will look like this, right? Because this is the first cube, second cube, third cube, fourth cube, fifth cube, seventh cube, right? Understood the concept? So the word where these end to end, left to left and top to bottom can change your answer. So keenly watch those words, right? So in this sum, they have said that 7 equal cubes are joined left end to right or end to end. I have joined here and the resultant image is like this, right? And they ask us to find the surface area of the resultant. So if they have given a cube and after joining the 7 cube, it becomes a cuboid, right or wrong? Because see here, the height is similarly 5 centimeter. If we join how many cubes here, the height won't change, right? So the height will be 7 centimeter. we can go for a breadth. So here is the breadth. So the breadth will also won't change. Why? Because if we add 7 cubes right here, the breadth will be same for all the cubes. So the breadth is also 5. But think about the length. If one cube is 5, so second is 5, third is 5. So the length will be 35 because 7 cubes are joining. So 7 into 5 which gives you 35. Understood the concept? The so important concept is that they are giving a cube. After joining 7 cube, it becomes a cuboid, not a cube. So they ask us to find the surface area. So surface area of the cuboid is 2 into LB plus BH plus LH, right? So don't change the value. Breadth is 5, height is 5, but we need to take length as 35, right? See the image where I have substituted all the values and finally I got the answer, right? Just this is one of the important concept in a measurement, right? For example, they have said that 7 equal cubes are joined top to bottom. They can also say whether the cube can be joined in top to bottom. If it is a top to bottom, then the cube will be like this, right? This is also a cuboid, right or wrong? Why? Because see here, the length will be 5, okay, and the breadth will be 5, but the height won't be 5. But here the height will be 35, right? Because 1 cube's height is 5, so 7 cubes height will be 35. So friends, remember that the word left end to right end or end to end, top to bottoms, which makes you important. And second thing is that they have given a cube. If we joined more than 2 cubes, then it will not be a cube. It becomes a cuboid, right? So we can go for next sum. Friends, a cow grazing, right? It's one of the important sum in a bank exams and also in a railway and so many exams they are asking that. Think that there is a rectangular field here, right, which has a length of 20 meter and a breadth of 10 meter, right? They have given a rectangular field and the cow is tied at the center region of the breadth, right? Breadth is 10 meter, so they are tying at a point of 5 meter with the rope length of 5 meters. Understood? They are tying a cow which has a rope length of 5 meters, okay, and the cow is tied at the center point midway between the breadth, okay, and they ask us to find what is the remaining area where the cow doesn't graze, right? This is the question they are used to ask. Similarly, we can easily find, right, if it is, we can calculate the area of rectangle. If you calculate the area of a rectangle, 20 into 10 which gives you 200, this is the total area of rectangle, minus of the cow grazed like a semicircle, right? So area of semicircle.